So it shows that I make them slower.
I mean, are you a solid developer right now, or?
No, at all. We are just writing application around the written solidity by Edu and others. Like what we do here in Ghost Race. The smart contracts are ready. They have been deployed. They are working. We should make the application to work around it. The smart contracts. Yeah.
Great. Count on me if I can help.
Yeah, of course. Hi, Uli. Hi, Ashley. What, Manny?
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Griff said he cannot make the call. He cannot attend today.
Yeah, he was busy.
So, I guess we can start the call.
Shall we start?
I guess so. What do you think?
Okay. Let's start with the intentions and distractions. I start with myself. I feel very good today, and I'm just here to give a report, be in touch with the community, Stars team, and comms Stars team, and I'm eager to get to know about the Give Back economy, the token project, and the future that we have to plan for it. And also, that's it. I will pass it to Mohammed.
Hey guys, I'm feeling good. My intention is to follow up the other team members to know where we are and where we are going to go. And my distraction is I'm a little tired. I couldn't sleep well last night, and it's my distraction. I pass it to Lauren.
Hey guys. I'm feeling really good. I took a couple of days off this weekend. It was super nice. So I went to the beach, and that was great. So I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be back, feeling focused. My intentions are to hang out, to stream, to take notes, to listen, to talk about Give if we're going to talk about Give, and just be supportive in whatever way I can. I'm not really distracted, but at some point I might make a smoothie, and then I'll be slightly distracted. I'm pretty hungry. I'll pass to Amin.
I'm so glad to join the Giveth race again after 2 weeks. I was working in Daphne, and today I learned much from guys. Pull request. That was great. I learned from them, and I'm super excited to talking about important issues for the rest. Give token, our technical labs, which are very important, and refine our UI. It's time to improve our UI because we have technical resources, we have good front-end developers, we are just stuck by lacking the UI designer. And I'm not distracted. I had a little backache. I did exercise. I'm better now. I pass it to Rami.
Hi everyone. I'm feeling good today, and I think this sprint was good till now, and we added a lot of features to the UI, to the front end and back end, and lots of optimizations are on the way to the app. Thank you. I will pass it to Ashley.
Hey, thanks, Remy. I'm feeling really good today, really clear. There's been a lot of meetings, so my brain is trying to file everything in the right categories. But
but yeah, I'm excited to be here with you guys. My intentions are just to catch up, maybe talk about some project verification stuff in this meeting, and just see where we're at, and touch base with everybody. And I don't really have any distractions here. I saw Forrest just join, so I will pass it to Forrest. We're doing intentions and distractions.
Thanks, Ashley. I don't feel distracted. Sorry for joining a little bit late. I was on another call. I love that the devs are in Sprint 11, and also the Give token team was wrapping Sprint 11 today, so that's some cool alignment. And yeah, I'm just here to listen and observe and see where you guys are at with things. Has everyone else already checked in? I will pass it to Monique.
Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We just have about 20 minutes for review our current sprints that we have. Let me show you the chart, and we'll start after a short review. I pass it to guys to have a demo on what they have been done during this sprint. Let me share my screen and show you the board first. Yeah. This is the board that we plan for it. We plan for these issues in this sprint. Most of them are related to security and monitoring stuff. As you see, monitoring, security, and some of them are bugs, some old things that needs to be changed ASAP, and a little bit about the UI UX. And we have an improvement here that Ramin is working on it. It's about increasing the performance of our UI. And if we take a look,
sorry guys, do you have Monique display? Share?
No, I don't have.
Oh, it's still loading.
Your screen.
Yeah, can you stop and share again, Monique?
sorry.
Thank you.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
So let's take a look back at the board. As I said, there are lots of issues here. As you see, they're labeled in the Epic security and the monitoring. There are some bugs here, and the old ones that's related to the liveness of our UI, and some improvements in the front end. That's Ramin and Sherik is working on it. And we started designing the donation model that you can see the new design done by Marco. We planned and we think that it's supposed to be delivered on next Monday. And let's take a look at the board. If we assume that the done is just putting the issues in the UAT, the UAT column, if you think that the UAT is done, we're near to the plan. We're not far away. We just planned about 80 story points this sprint, and we did more than 20 story points so far. And I think we can finish it. And also we have time for unplanned issues according to our resource planning. Let's take a look at the resource planning here. Yeah. We just have room for 15. But I made the 18 story point because our performance in last sprint was very good, and I increased the velocity index. So without the help of Amin, the available time of Amin this sprint is just only 5 hours, but he spent much more. I think so far. And it's the total overview of the our current sprints, and I pass it to Muhammad for if you have a short demo. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have my screen, guys? Okay, we added Swagger to our backend project. Swagger is like documentation. It's good for backend devs to know what services they have implemented, and it's good for front-end developers to know what services are available and how can call them. So it's very good for our technical works. And as you see in the UAT, if we go to /docs address, we can see all the endpoints that Feder served. For example, if we want to get communities, we call it, and we get 3 communities in my machine. But if I can call the UAT or production, I can change the URL and call the UAT, and we can see the responses. It's a little technical, but it's good to have it. For example, if you have some slug and you want to get the details of this community, you can you see here all the filters, and you can put the slug here and get the details of that community. Or when we want to give an API to Fabio for giveback token, we can say that we can send him a Swagger link, and he will see what fields we want to get from him, and he will call it. It's good for APIs for others who want to use our APIs. So it's on the UAT. Maybe some changes will happen, but the most of works are done. And the second thing, big thing I worked last week was changing the analytics event parameters. Before that, in the last week and before that, we send events like that. If you see here, our objects are nested and a little messy. It was for all events. It wasn't unified in. Sometimes we have sent the USD value for donations. Sometimes we didn't send it, and something like that. But after the change and with Mitch's suggestion, now it's for rejected donation before. It's a nested object. But now you can see a flat object with all the necessary fields just, and nothing extra and redundant. It's for all the events, and this issue is on the UAT, which should QA this, and maybe some change will happen, but the most of works of this is done. And
I interrupt you. Can we have a show of segments too?
Yeah. If you can see, we have
analytics or the graphs.
Yeah. As you see, I visited campaigns before the meeting. So after that, I went to a community page, and we have all of that. And I wanted to donate a community but I didn't confirm in the MetaMask. I pressed rejected. So I have event here. I can show to you again. Let
No,
me.
okay. And I mean, if you have graph for overview of how many transactions during this month, stuff like this.
Oh, I don't know how I
Just to
show you
manage it.
that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I pass it to Rami. It's all I had.
Do you have my screen? It's okay.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah, I have it.
There was an issue about a campaign that is cancelled. There was no notification to show the user that this campaign was cancelled because we do not have status like what we have in Trace, and we added a text, something like this, to inform the user about the cancelled campaign. And another management of this purple one that Marco designed, I implemented it on the profile page. This comes in here, my traces, my donations, my communities, my delegations. Now the user don't have to use this menu. This is much faster for the user, and it's, I think, more user friendly, the management menu. And also we can check the responsive version of the menu that is like this, because I think it's good to check every part of our app in the mobile view, because we can use it on mobile. As I tested the MetaMask on Android, and it works fine. So the users can delegate, donate on the MetaMask Android version. So it's good to work on responsive views. And the other issue I was working on was the not found for the profile page. If the user enters an address that a right address that has been registered before in our app, we can see the user profile page. But if the user inputs an address that has not been registered yet, or a wrong address, we didn't have any special page for it. But now we have this animation and this page for the not found profile page. And another issue that I'm working on is removing unused dependencies. As I analyzed the package.json, and I found some unused packages, and I mean duplicate packages that I listed here. I found these packages. For example, the date picker, we have used 2 date pickers, Anti and the React date picker, and some others. So because there are a couple of issues with the Monic created an epic for it, that we will start optimizing the app and removing these duplicate packages. So we will make our app lighter. And I have a good news for you. As I was analyzing the package.json, I found that there is a very old package, the Giveth bridge. The Giveth bridge, it's about 3 years that hasn't been updated for 3 years. So we couldn't use the latest version of Node.js. Now we are using Node.js version 10, and as said Node.js version 12 is Node.js version 10 is deprecated, and Node.js version 12 will be deprecated soon. So we should migrate to latest version of Node.js. Version 14. I updated there was a dependency in Giveth bridge that is called Web3. It's using very old Web3, the beta version, so we couldn't use the newer version of Node.js. As I updated that package, I could run our app on the latest version of Node.js version 14. But we should work on it, and I think updated that package so we can use it in the future in our package.json. Thank you. I will pass it to Monique.
For comms team, I think that the Swagger is a thing that we have to announce. That's it's kind of, because we're open source. All the kind of documentations, technical documentations is just in this version of Swagger, and it's very important to announce the users or the interested ones that we have this Swagger, and contributors can easily find it out that how our project is working by taking a look at that Swagger. I think you can put in your agenda about working on it. I think that it's gonna be released on live on Monday, and and we give you a short update about the other improvement that we made. Thank you, everyone. We have just 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes. To talk about the new issues, the plan for our next sprint. Grooming about the issues for our next sprint. And also, if somebody wants to add something to the agenda, like, for example, the verification needs, if you have, or, if you have, concern about the issue here. And also, I myself is very concerned about the integration with the Giveback token and, the token economy stuff here, because we have to know what's going on, what's our job here to do, and I'm also interested to know about the design. I think the new design should be done, and we kind of blocked by Marco and the UX designers here, and let's have a talk about it and decide. I started with Ashley, if you have any concerns or requirements for a verification project.
Yeah, as you guys know, I've been working on collecting wallet addresses to add to this list. And we decided that we're not going to call it a blacklist, that it's going to be the purple list. And this is a list of all wallet addresses that will interact with projects in campaigns for fund management purposes. So this is a list of addresses that won't be eligible to receive givebacks. So as I'm going through and collecting these wallet addresses, I'm curious if in the future, once I collect all these wallet addresses and we make this list, we need to have a way that if a project adds a new wallet address to their project, that wallet address is then added automatically to this list. So that's one topic for project verification. The other thing is, I just want to probe a little bit more about how we will reflect the information from projects to campaigns once a project becomes verified. We had talked a little bit about having a checkbox in the form that they say, yes, I want to make this traceable, but then Griff had said that all projects should just automatically, if they become verified, be put onto trace. And I think that would make the process a little bit more automated. That way we wouldn't have to manually go through and say, oh, this one, but not this one. It just all of the projects that get verified are then reflected on trace. So that was kind of a topic that I wanted to talk about. And then the last thing was, as I'm going through a lot of these campaigns currently on Trace, trying to verify them, a lot of them are outdated and probably these people won't be using them any longer. And so I'm curious how the archive function works in Trace. Like once a campaign gets archived, is it still visible? Because I assume that these people probably we can archive these campaigns, but they might want to keep them, for their records or for posterity, or to have a history of their past donations that they could refer to. So I'm not sure how that works currently. Those were the three things.
Actually, the homepage only shows campaigns which has been updated in the last 6 months. So if a campaign
when I go through there and I look at them, there are some that haven't had any activity for over a year. I mean, it's pretty obvious to see that nothing's been done on them for quite a while.
Yeah, maybe that's a technical issue. If someone, for instance, it delegates some money, it means an update.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and maybe there are something.
Sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
Maybe we should. It can be investigated. We try to not update. There is a field that we field with the name updated at. Mohammed knows better. And this field is updated when you update an object. After we added the gas price used, gas used for a project, whether we have manipulated that field or not. I guess we didn't. So when we, because campaigns didn't have any information about how much dollar we have paid for the gas, we added that recently. I don't know whether that field is changed by that update. I guess it shouldn't. We try to not do that because we directly update the database, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, and so once a campaign gets archived, it's no longer visible to anybody.
Yeah.
There is no archive for campaign yet. We don't have archive. They have for trace. They have trace. They should be cancelled, and that should be done by a campaign owner. We can have some flags for ourselves, of course. We can have some flags for ourselves to say, yeah. But why we remove that? We just say that they are not verified. Just anything like that. Is it possible? Because we can have campaigns which are not verified. We cannot?
No, so all campaigns will be verified projects on Giveth.io. There won't be any campaigns going forward that aren't. There will be some that we need to archive, and as I go, I'm contacting all of the campaign owners to collect these wallet addresses and asking them, is this campaign still active? Are you still going to be using it? How hard would it be to implement the archive for campaigns? Would that be hard to do?
No. We can have some flag, for instance, that which will be used in in our API, in the query that Giveth.io run. It's very easy. Yeah. Am I right, Mohammed?
Yeah, we want to don't return the archived campaigns for the Giveth usage.
No, I would want to make it so that funds can no longer be donated to that campaign and updates can't be made, but that those users could still access that for their records, it would still show, but then the campaign isn't actually active, so no money could actually be put into it.
Yeah.
If we collect the money, no, it's not a flag, Amy. it's a new estate.
We have a feature for disabling donate to some campaign. If you see the, let's see, what was the name of the campaign? If you see in US Trace in the campaign, if you see the Common Stack Association, its donate button is not shown, and this feature has been implemented. So we can remove that from UI, and also we can have such flag. Maybe I don't know whether it's enough for you or not.
We have to discuss it more. Actually, we have lots of actions on campaigns. For example, change the recipients. For example, changing the cone. Is that kind of archived campaigns can add trace to them or not, or propose trace to the campaigns or not? There are lots of actions here. And, we just have active and canceled. If you make it canceled, all the money returned back to the donors. And, nothing can be done, not all of these actions.
We cannot cancel. Campaign owner just can cancel that. Yeah.
Okay, I know.
Yeah. But we have a feature to disable direct donation. Maybe we can use that for on USIO to not be listed in the USIO.
I just want to make it more clear for Ashley that if we just add a flag and disable the donations, there are lots of actions that can be done on that, campaign. If, for example, they have kind of direct access to it. If they have a link, they can go through it and do something. But if it meets your requirement, that just disabling the donations and prevents any donation to the campaign. I'm not sure about the delegation. We have to talk about it with Amy. Or maybe the rejected delegations may affect it. If it meets your requirement, we can go through it. But if it's not, we have to talk more.
Okay, I think that could meet the minimum requirement as long as delegations also would be deactivated. But it would be preferred if no actions were taken on the campaign once it's put into this archive state. It's more there for just like a record, for these campaigns to be able to go back and see if they needed to look into history or wanted to see different things and dates and amounts and stuff like that for record keeping, but that preferably they wouldn't be able to interact with them in any way.
Okay. And about your, first issue, you said that if the campaign's address was changed during, if it's if you have a verified campaign and the address change, so you want to get updated as it's done, whenever it's done. Am I right?
Yeah. So we'll have a list of addresses that aren't eligible to receive givebacks because we don't want people to be able to donate to their own campaigns with their received donations and circulate funds and game the system that way. So we'll have a list of addresses that won't be eligible to receive givebacks, and all addresses that projects and campaigns use to manage their funds and delegate and whatever will also be a part of this list. And so my question is if a campaign or a project wants to start using a new wallet address and they were to input that into their project in .io or in Trace, I'm not sure how we would collect it, but how would that work? How do we make sure that wallet address gets added to that list automatically and that doesn't have to be a manual process?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll discuss it later. And about your second issue, I think, you said that there are lots of verified campaigns in the trace that we have to apply it. Sorry, I didn't get it.
It was about, we had talked about having maybe a checkbox in the form where somebody would say, yes, I want to make this traceable, but we would want, I think that the best way to go, the best and most efficient automatic way to go is just any project that becomes verified is then put onto trace. It wouldn't be an option for the user. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can easily do it. Mohammed, do you think that the API that we have for creating campaign is enough for, let's ask this question in this the IO just have title, a wallet address, I think there is no picture, and
Yes, there is.
there is and they have a slug, and which parameters that we need, we have to discuss it, I think,
Reviewer.
Reviewer. Okay.
Sorry, it means the IO create the campaign not comes from blockchain events.
Yeah.
That?
It's kind of, actually have a type form that, after that go through a manual process. They want to make that project a new campaign here. We have some stuff with the profile, the user and stuff like this, and we have to create new campaign. And if we want to make it automatically, I think we have to discuss. But we can do it.
It's okay, but with our existing APIs, we can't do it because we should implement a specific endpoint for Giveth.io that should call it with our API key, so no one else can call it, and it has some works, not much, but yeah.
I have a suggestion. First we create project and Giveth.io. Yeah. And then if user wants a traceable campaign, we ask him first register profile. Just create a user and go trace, because until he is not he is not a user in Giveth trace, we cannot make him owner, I guess, as far as I know. So after he created his user, it's time to create a campaign and give him make him the owner. So how we do it? I guess the simplest way is to, in the create campaign form in Giveth trace, for admin user, we have an option to please give us a link to Giveth.io project. So we will fetch the info of that project in Giveth.io and fill the form for you.
Mm-hmm. Fill it as editable.
Yeah, it will fill and then it will be created, and also we will and we will think about maybe is it possible to make the user the owner at the initial step, or no, we should first make ourselves owner and then transfer the ownership. We can think about it later. What do you think? It's the simplest way in my mind. So some user with admin privilege in Giveth trace do the task. Just open the form, see the button for the that allows him or her to give a link from Giveth.io project. The form is filled, and by a button, the new campaign is created, and then we should have a feature for transferring the ownership, or whether maybe it's possible to make another user the owner when we are creating the campaign.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. So either way, they will need to have a profile filled out, all the information for their profile filled out in order to be the manager of the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, actually, is there any clear document about who are eligible for getting the give back token? Because it's not clear for me. You said that who has created trace and withdraw money will get the give back token.
Anybody who, as it's set up right now, anybody who donates will receive give back tokens. We haven't really explored or talked much about giving tokens to the projects yet and how that would come into play. Just right now, we're focused on giving tokens to people when they donate.
Yeah. And there is no scenario for
donate to a verified project or all of the project?
Verified projects on IO and all campaigns on Trace, because all campaigns on Trace will be verified projects on IO.
And there is no solution for stopping circulating money, yeah?
That's where this list of addresses comes into play. So when they fill out the form, they provide all the wallet addresses that they'll be using to either collect funds or delegate funds or manage their funds. Any wallet that they would be using to put money into their campaign will be collected and put onto a list that we call the purple list. It could be called blacklist, but we decided against that, so we're going with purple. So this list is all the wallet addresses that aren't eligible for givebacks. So if they were to donate to their own campaign using their own wallet, then they wouldn't receive givebacks.
So that's the list.
They can create another wallet, but that's the thing that I was talking about, is how do we, if they change their wallet address on their project in Giveth.io, then how do we automatically add that new address to their purple list?
No, I mean they donate with one address, collect money to another address, to second address, and then create this third address, move money to that, and then donate, and then collect with fourth address, and creating wallet is super easy.
That's definitely something that we're taking into consideration through the verification process, and there's a lot of boxes that people check off. They have to tell a lot about what's at stake for them and their project, and we let them know that if we find out that they're using their own funds and circulating them, that we will make it public and shame them. And we're trying to implement the best that we can right now, but I don't know if you have any ideas on how we can keep people from doing that, or if something sparks. We'd definitely love to hear it, because that's kind of where we're at right now as far as making sure people aren't circulating funds. And I think that there's some information we could eventually pull from the database. We can look at people's wallet addresses and see, okay, they transferred to this address, and then that's the address that donated. You can kind of do some investigation work, but that's a lot of manual labor and research that goes into that process. So we're just kind of holding people to their word right now and hoping that they're not wanting to, circumvent the system. But I guess it's definitely something to keep into consideration. And we're just hoping that people, I guess if you're scamming the system by donating to projects, I guess it's not the end of the world. Projects are then getting funds, but I don't know. It's something to consider, and it's something that we're trying to explore options. So if you have any ideas.
I guess when we find such campaigns, we can, find them by what was it? We are eligible to. We have it's not easy, but we can control money in the registry, so we can if they have some balance, we can what's the name? Block it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something to keep account of, and it's a tricky situation for sure. We have put in the form though, we made it very clear that if you are found doing this, your projects and campaigns will be closed, and you'll lose your your credibility on Giveth, and like there will be repercussions. But as far as how we detect these things happening, it is still kind of up in the air and unknown.
Maybe we can make them to they will get the Giveth token when they have verified their address on Treebox. In this case, we can know that these people has done something like that. But we can say that I can be with my friend. My friend create a campaign in Giveth.io, create a project in Giveth.io. After I donate to him, to his project, he give money to me again and again and again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one downside to this system right now.
Okay. We talk about it to find a solution here. So as I get that all the campaigns here in Trace is gonna be verified, is verified right now. And
yeah, I mean, I'm in the process, and like there are some campaigns on Trace that aren't verifiable by our current standards. Like, for instance, there's a Trace on there for snacks for devs, like buy snacks for Trace developers. That's not really a campaign that by our current standards we can verify, and will probably end up getting archived. So I'm going through and just kind of checking in with the owners of each campaign and seeing the status and whether they're going to keep using them, collecting the wallet addresses, and it's just a process of getting a hold of everybody and seeing how we want to go. But as far as integrating some things going forward, I don't think it's necessarily a blocker if those stay on there. If there's a grace period where they're on there still for a few months, before they get archived or something, that's definitely an option. So I have a spreadsheet that I can share with you guys as far as like where I'm at in that process, and I can probably just make it shareable to certain people because there will be sensitive information in there. But I'll figure it out, and I'll make sure you guys have access to it so you can just like see the status of the different campaigns in the verification process.
I appreciate it. And am I right? If a donor donate to campaign or Trace of a campaign, you give him give back.
At this point, it's only we're in our current scope. It's only for campaign.
Only for campaign, not the Traces. And what about delegating from a community to a campaign?
I'm not really sure as far as you mean as far as getting give tokens for those delegations.
And the donation.
Yeah, definitely for direct donations to campaigns, they'll receive givebacks. I'm not sure with delegations from communities yet, because since those funds are held within the community on the platform, how would we issue tokens to that community? I don't know how that would work.
As a donator, I donate to a community, and the community manager delegates my money to a campaign. So I have a stake in that campaign. I'm eligible, I think, to have givebacks because.
So the donor who put the funds in the community would then get the give back tokens, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's an interesting concept. I'll have to check in as far as like possibility wise how it would work with the technicalities, because I'm not sure how that's possible or if that would work. So I guess I'll get back to you. I'll ask with like Griff and Willie and some people who have a better insight of how that would be possible, and then I can kind of get back to you on how that would work.
Thank you. And it's all about the project verification. I'm very curious to know about what's going on token economy stuff. If you guys have information, I appreciate if you share with us.
We had a meeting this morning. What did you have like specific questions about it, or?
I saw that flow that the user journey, kind of user journey that Marco has created for claiming I think it was the
Drop.
yeah, it was for the airdrops and the mining and all the stuff about it. I think it doesn't have any interactions with trade right now, but about all the stuff there that I don't know. I'm curious to know if they might have any work that we have to plan it for right now. I'm thinking about one backlog.
Well, I think like the main thing is, I mean, the stuff that Marco designed, I think is going to go probably to like giveth.io/claim. And it's going to be this like, okay, click across and explains a little bit about the Give token economy. And then the stuff that's going to be on Trace is mostly to do with like indication, like we were just talking about with like project verification, and then like which projects are eligible for givebacks. And then there's like potentially, we're going to design a dashboard so that like donors and like give holders are able to kind of like see the different components of give. So like the percentage they're getting or the amount they're getting in givebacks, the amount they're earning in liquidity mining, the give stream, which is this like continuous like stream of claimable give, and like basically all the components of the give economy. So this dashboard is going to be designed and might end up going like under like as a separate tab in sort of the user's profile. And I'm not sure if this is something like, I don't know like how integrated that like we're going to have IO and Trace in the future, but maybe we have only just like one page for this, or maybe we have like the duplicate where you can view it from Trace as a user and you can also view it from IO. But I think like the main thing that we're going to need to implement on Trace is kind of just like communication around like projects eligible for givebacks and just like the give token being possible and like maybe a little bit of information. Just explaining. Like,
and the Giveth.io claim is gonna implement it in the Next.js environment.
I think so.
And it's done by the IO team with which backend?
Wait, the IO team with what?
The IO team may implement it front end and it connects to which backend?
I'm not exactly sure about that, but I think it's not set in stone. So I think whatever makes the most sense and where we have like dev support, like whoever, because yeah, I think Amin has been working also on some things to do with Give, and Fabio, who's been working on stuff to do with Giveback. So they've been working on the back end. I think it's part of Giveth.io.
The Daphne project doesn't have any backend.
Doesn't have
it fetches all the information. No, it doesn't have. It fetches all the information from the
network.
Ethereum network. So everything that you see, every balance is just a smart contracts.
Oh, cool.
And what about the claim? Sorry. And what about the claim? I think the claim might have some backend stuff, and it's not all related to the node. What was that node?
Our stuff is going to be similar to that. So like we're going to have like they did this liquidity mining program. So you can like provide liquidity and then stake your liquidity tokens, liquidity provider tokens. So ours is going to be basically the same. And then the other thing that's similar is that they have like the airdrop, and then they also have the stream, which is the same thing that we're going to be doing. So that's kind of like how the two are related. But yeah, our give drop and our give stream and our give mining is all going to be like the same as DApp node. So yeah, if it's all in the smart contracts and on the front end, then it will be the same for us.
So I have to plan it to implement it on Giveth.io claim. And what about the dashboard? Do you have any ideas?
The dashboard still hasn't been fully designed. So do I know where it's going to be?
Sorry, I interrupted. And where are you going to be, deployed on front end and back end, and which project? Do you have any idea?
I'm not sure exactly what we were talking about today in the call is having it like on Giveth.io as like my donations, and you can kind of like open a dashboard. So like on your user profile, you open the dashboard. But maybe this is useful to have it be accessed. I mean, I think it's useful to have it be accessed from both sites. So it's like not like givebacks is hidden from one, but maybe it's just on one page. Maybe it's just on Giveth.io, and so that directly links. So you have like a tab on Giveth Trace that like links to the dashboard, which maybe is held on IO.
That makes sense, right? Thank you. And yeah, you know, so do you think that it's not all related to, you know, a kind of a management activities that we have in Giveth? All of it's for the end user activities.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there's not too much management going on with the givebacks and stuff. It's sort of just like you get give, and then like provide liquidity and get more give. Give is great.
Donate and get more give.
Very good. Thank you, everybody. We're at the end of the. We have lots of you know, discussions about the technical data, you know, about the UI. But we don't have any time. We discussed these 3 issues and these 4 issues. I added another issue that's preventing the user to collect money with the related valid address. We think about it, we groom it during this sprint and let you know, Ashley. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.